Yep. Got them garage lights looking bright in the background. If you didn't see my garage light video, go check my last video. But nah, this video ain't about garage lighting. It's about something else. You know, every time you have a plan for a video, something comes up and that kind of takes priority. So let me show you what I got popping off. Hold on. So I got the Chevy Equinox in the garage, checking over this thing. This is Nick Jr.'s car. Took it in for the North Carolina state inspection. You gotta get that once a year here in North Carolina. Anyway, everything's looking good, but it got to checking the headlights and noticed that the right high beam headlight was not coming on. Left one was, but not the right. So inside the car, when you're doing your North Carolina inspection and they're checking the lights, to make sure you got regular headlights, and then they'll flick up the high beams to make sure everything's working properly. If you have a high beam headlight out, it doesn't fail you for inspection, but what they look for is this indicator here to let you know inside that your high beam headlights are on. And that's part of the inspection. That little indicator has to work for it to pass inspection, which it is in this car. So we were good on that, but we still got to address the high beam headlight on that side not coming on. So naturally, Nick Jr. gives me a call and said, "Hey Dad, they found a problem with one of the headlights, and the guy says it may be a pinched wire and it might be a short there, but they can take it apart and troubleshoot it, and then also change the oil in this thing. What should I do?" I said, nah. Nice try, mechanics. Feel me? Go ahead and bring it home, get your inspection done, go in and bring it to the crib because you know Nick got it. So I got the tripod set up. So let me show you what it's doing, or rather what it's not doing concerning these high beam headlights. So the mechanic fella may not be wrong, because I did in fact have a short on this same side that the high beam headlight's not working, but it was low beam that had a short in it. So that may be the issue, again, with the high beam. So problem is this wiring is tucked in here so tight that you got to remove all this cover, this bumper cover here, and these covers on top of the lights to even see or get anything. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So stand by. So I got me an assortment of tools that I'm probably gonna need to get to everything, some testing equipment, lighting, and things such as that. And we're gonna get the wrenching on this thing and taking this bumper cover off and see what we got from there. Thousand tabs in this thing. All over, covers and such. Move these screws for the headlights if I need to get them out, which I probably will, so I can look behind them. And these screws on the top to hold the bumper cover on at the top. And I'm sure there's some on this side and on the bottom, because this bumper kind of fits all the way around. So you get to wrenching on them. It got a little warm in here. I had to turn that fan on. It's just the beginning of the humidity here in North Carolina. So these little pop-in assortment tabs are so brittle, they just popped off. Luckily, I got more of these assortment pop-in tabs. Got a video on that too. there. What you're gonna need is on the sides, on these side panels here, you're definitely gonna need, I think these are T20 screws on the side, so you're gonna need a Torx for that. To remove that, or Torx bit. Also on the side, you got these little pop panels that I just broke, but I have some of these. This is a new one. You just get your little tool up under and pop it out. It pops in and locks. So you're gonna need probably some replacement of those, unless you take them out real careful and don't break them like I did. And for the top, you got these 7mm screws, and those are the ones on the top that I removed under the hood there. So you're gonna need a 7mm socket to take those out. So at minimum, those are the tools you're gonna need to get this bumper cover off. Okay, so not so fun is you're still dealing with these little 7mm bolts here tucked in under this bumper cover, and you have to take one completely out on the end there for that hole, but you just need to loosen the other two on this side, and then you can slide that cover out and see it's starting to come loose there. So not so fun here. I didn't know there was 2 more 7mm here that you just loosen enough just so you can slide that out. But this end one here, you got to take completely out because it's got a little clip there for that one. So anyway, not so fun. So you have to do the same thing on both sides. So it is what it is. But as you can see, it's slowly coming loose. And we'll have this bad boy popped off here in a minute. Hold on. There it is. Told y'all. I'll show y'all those little 7mm screws on the end there, what I was talking about. So on each side there, see that little 7mm screw there tucked in. Got a little 7mm screw there tucked in. And on the very back side towards the tire, that screw has to come completely out before you can pull the bumper cover off. Those you can leave in, just gotta loosen them. And then take that one on the end out, and then you can slide that bumper cover off. So yeah, they were kind of tucked in, hidden. But yeah, that's it, y'all. So now I can get to these headlights good. You know, you got this screw here, I think it's 7mm. One here to hold this bulb, and one way down in there. I think it's a bigger one, maybe a 10mm. You gotta take out, and then you can take this headlight forward and see the wiring behind it. So yeah, same for this side. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it takes to get this cover off. There's a lot of tedious little screws you gotta take off. Nick, why is it called a bumper cover? Why is it a cover? See, this is just plastic. It's just lightweight plastic, just to make it beautiful. It's not actually a bumper, even though when you're looking at the front of the car, you call it the bumper. The actual bumper is right here. The ugliest part of the car. It hides behind that cover. See, there's your bumper right there. That over there is just a cover for this. But this is what actually provides the protection when you get hit, this bumper underneath. So But anyway, y'all, that's it. I'm gonna stop the video for this portion for now. I just wanted to get that cover off, and then I'll remove these headlights and see what's hidden beneath, what kind of wiring issue we got going on. And put the screw right back in, because you know Nick's motto, if you don't put the screws where they were, you put them in a pile, you'll forget where they go. So I took them right back in where they came from, so I'll know where everything goes. But yeah, as far as this cover is, y'all, it's just a matter of snapping everything loose from it. See, that's just all plastic. Just gotta unsnap that, loosen those screws there around the side, and then unloosen those screws there at the top. Get everything loose, and that cover will come right off. Yep. So anyway, so yeah, y'all, that's part one of that. Probably throw me some chicken thighs on that grill tomorrow. Finish up working on this thing a little bit, on some troubleshooting, see what we got. Cut grass on Monday. Yeah, it never stops, but it keeps you going, keeps that blood flowing, that circulation. Good for you. All right, y'all, hit the like. Nick will catch you in the next one. Appreciate it.